So one of the little things I've been chasing on this M38A1 is the fuel gauge. When I got this Jeep, the gauge wasn't working. And honestly, with an old military vehicle like this, it could be a lot of things. It could be the gauge, it could be the sending unit, it could be a bad wire, or even a bad ground. So instead of guessing, let's figure out exactly where the problem is. So the fuel gauge system on this Jeep is pretty simple. The gauge itself gets 24 volts. The sending unit changes resistance based on the fuel level, and the sender uses the tank and body of the Jeep as the ground. So there's only a few places where things could go wrong. So let's start at the front and work our way back. So the first thing I want to check is whether the gauge is even getting power. So I've got my multimeter right here, and I'm checking the power terminal on the back of the gauge. Here we go. We've got 24 volts. Perfect. So the gauge is getting power. So that's one thing we can cross off the list. Next, I want to make sure the gauge itself has a good ground. These old military Jeeps rely heavily on good grounds, and 70 years of corrosion can cause all kinds of strange problems. Well, the ground looks good, so the gauge has power and it has ground. Now let's check the wire that runs from the gauge back to the sending unit. I'm looking for an open circuit or a broken wire somewhere in the harness. Well, we've got continuity, and the wire checks out. So at this point, the wire isn't looking like the problem. The sending unit itself grounds through the tank and the body of the Jeep, so I want to make sure the path is good. Well, we've got a good ground here too. Okay, we're running out of suspects. So this is the test that should tell us a lot. So by grounding the sending wire at the gauge, I'm taking the sending unit and the wiring going back to the tank completely out of the equation. If the gauge is working, it should move. All right, let's see. Okay, at this point, I think we found our problem. The gauge has power, it has a good ground, the wire to the sending unit is good, and the sender circuit is good. And when I manually ground this sending input right here at the gauge, it still doesn't respond. So the fuel gauge itself appears to have failed. So I'm not gonna throw some random gauge in here. This is a military M38A1, and the electrical system's a little bit different than a civilian CJ. So I ordered the correct replacement gauge from a military Jeep's parts supplier. Once it gets here, we'll install it and see if our diagnosis was right. Okay, the new gauge is here. Let's get it installed and find out exactly if we fixed the problem. Everything is hooked back up. Moment of truth. There it is. The fuel gauge is working. And that's always a good feeling. And this is exactly why I like troubleshooting old Jeeps. It would have been easy just to start replacing parts until something worked, but taking the time to test each part told us exactly what failed. These old military vehicles, they've got simple systems, but after 70 years, you have to slow down and actually understand how they work. So if you're following along with this M38A1 restoration, make sure you subscribe because this Jeep has a lot more coming. We've got electrical issues, maintenance, repairs, and bringing this old military Jeep back to life one system at a time. And I'd love to hear from you. What's the strangest electrical problem you've chased in an old vehicle? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.